Good evening from Yummy BTV. Wishing you all well, of course, right? So I had to come. I might do another couple of videos after this now. It's a big question, this, and I think the majority. No, don't put words into people's mouths, Yummy. Let them decide. All right. If anyone close to you, in your own, or more to the point, in your own family, commits horrific crimes, child rape, indecent, the dark side of the criminal fraternity, so we speak, even though it's all quite dark, but in different ways. Do you as family members or friends and whatnot, do you still have contacts with them, and are you still looking out for them like you would have done before these crimes and convictions came out, and throw basically shame on the household? Because you've got to remember that when you get convicted of child cases, rapists, and indecent, all that kind of, the family come under scrutiny a little bit. For whatever reasons, people can look at in a different light because you had that family member, right? I know what I would do. I would never talk to them again, and I don't feel no way. Which leads me on to the case we're talking about today. So we talk Brian Jordan, right? So 225 nicked for indecent assault and rape of minors, right? He gets sentenced to 7 years and 7 months. My days. I got more than that for climbing through a window. But anyway, he goes to prison. He walks through reception. They ask him, they say, listen, you're going to have to go on, you could get weighed in, beat up for these kinds of crimes. Not sure if he's ever been to prison before. It sounds like that he hadn't, right? And he goes on the protection wing, which was the Rule 43 back then, which is now the Rule 45, right? So he goes over there for his own protection. He's getting visits of his family. They're sticking by him. They're going up there. I wouldn't show my face for dust, right? And his son gets concerned that his dad, Mr. Jordan, is having a funny turn and is telling him that he thinks that he is going to get absolutely killed and battered and bruised and his life's going to be over. He rings the prison, gets involved, says, listen, I'm worried about my dad's safety and blah, blah, blah. Now, they've he's on the vulnerable prisoners wing. If you're not going to feel safe there, you're not going to be. So his son says, what, maybe a prison move would be all right. No, it wouldn't have been the answer, right? So his son goes up there. He says, listen, I'm worried about my dad's welfare, and he's convinced. But one of the questions he probably would have been asking is, because when he got sentenced, he wanted to know if the information was out in the community where he shamed himself and all of his family, would it be in the papers on that social media stuff? Because he's probably aware in phone, looking around, that people got phones and they can find out things. But you didn't need phones and be able to know. People, you can know that you're a sex offender by the prison staff telling you. You don't need the newspapers and all that to be able to know that. But he's not to know that, right? His son came back and he said, yes. He said, yeah, Dad, it's up there. He went, oh, fucking hell, man. They're going to come for me, ain't they? He's scared, yeah. The shame of it all, yeah. Look at it this way. He hangs himself 7 days or so after the sentence and after that last phone call with his son. The family are a bit distressed, probably for many reasons. But he hangs himself. The big question you're asking me is, if he was so scared of going out there and getting kicking and getting weighed in and battered and bruised and all that on the landings, what did you take your life for? I know, I'll answer it. Because if you don't mind dying, because obviously you've given the same outcome as to what you was frightened of. So you said. But no, I say on this, and they've had a inquest because the police, the authorities are saying, no, we don't hold no blame for it. We got him over to the protection. We asked him if he was feeling suicidal or self-harm, right? They ask you that every time you walk through reception and a doctor. And it's not at that time that he's thinking about the sentence and the implications of it being on social media and the whole world know exactly what he is and was and remains forever. That it wasn't because he was scared that he hanged himself. It was because he felt shame, guilt, and despicable, disgusting. All the ways you want to put this together, it wasn't. Because if he would have been scared, if he was scared to go outside the door of his cell to get weighed in, it wouldn't have been the main reason. I was scared of them. That's why I'll hang himself. No, it was after the phone call. Shame on the family. Shame on him. And he took the right way out. I'll be up in a little bit.